President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa could be said to be the hustler who beat the dynasties. I know it will bring a lot of controversy among Kenyans, but it is true. I'll come to that, but briefly let me say this. When South Africa was gaining independence, Nelson Mandela was to appoint somebody from ANC as a deputy president who was to be his inheritor or successor as the president. And Cyril Ramaphosa had done a lot for the trade union, and Cyril Ramaphosa had done a lot for independence of South Africa. But Nelson Mandela and the Wazee wa ANC decided to thank one of their own and appointed his son as a deputy. They remembered one of their own who was Govan Mbeki. Govan Mbeki had died, and they wanted to appoint his son to be the president, Thabo Mbeki. So when they appointed Thabo Mbeki, some of us saw it as an attempt to kurudisha, the dynasties were thanking each other. And then somebody says, if you call somebody a dynasty, was he born a dynasty? No. It's like today, if I am a hustler and I become the president, my kids cannot say that they're hustlers. They become dynasty. So we need another hustler to remove this dynasty which has started from hustler. Cyril Ramaphosa was born in 1943, and he started off mostly as a trade unionist. He was in COSATU. Kenyans know something called COTU, Central Organization of Trade Union. Now between CO and TU, add SA, meaning South Africa. So COSATU is the South African COTU, but the real name for COSATU is Confederation of, so in Kenya it's Central Organization of Trade Union, isn't it? But in South Africa is Confederation of Trade Union, or Confederation of South Africa Trade Union. Yeah, that is COSATU. So he was there, but he was also in it's just like our own Atwoli. Atwoli is in Kotu, but he's a life member of KANU. So him was very much into the trade union, but at the same time he was a member of ANC, African National Congress. Then they continued that way, and a lot of people, especially young and others, felt that he was to be designated as Mandela's successor, but Mandela and his group wanted to hand it over to his one of their former colleagues, former comrades. So when South Africa attained independence in 1994, 2 years later, Cyril Ramaphosa resigned from politics in 1996, 2 years later, 1996, and went into business. He joined Shanduka Holdings. Shanduka Holdings became the biggest black African investment firm. When it became the biggest investment firm, there was a belief that people in authority had secret shares there. So it used to win all the tenders, and people used to believe that, of which it may be true, that suppose you want to contract a road from A to Z, that is the company that won, and maybe the minister for road will be seen aside. I think you understand. So he became a very serious businessman and a very rich person because of business. He decided to leave politics, just like Timothy Wanyonyi Wetangula, when he wanted to be the governor for Nairobi. When he wanted to be the governor for Nairobi, he was told, no, it has been decided so and so will be the governor. A cartoon, I even forgotten his name. Then Timothy Wanyonyi Wetangula stopped becoming a candidate for governorship. That is the same way that this one decided that since they wanted another person, let me go into business, and he became very rich. Thabo Mbeki, when Nelson Mandela served for one term, he handed over to his deputy, who was Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki became the president for 9 years, and a scandal came. But Thabo Mbeki's scandal was simple, in that Thabo Mbeki was hot-headed. He's somebody who did not listen to other people, so whatever. And then ANC sat down. I remember his PA was afraid of telling him that maneno kwa ground imechange, because ANC wanted to call a special general meeting, SGM, where they would have decided that we as ANC have decided we are looking for another presidential candidate. It made him be sidelined, and his deputy president acted as the president for 90 days. As he was acting, you see, Jacob Zuma was an activist, a crowd puller, an aguambo, etc. So when ANC went down to decide on whom to make their president, Jacob Zuma had the crowd. Remember, Ramaphosa had already left politics. So Jacob Zuma had taken the center stage, and the acting president had to agree to revert back to the deputy presidency. Imagine, you are the Bombeki's deputy president, you acted as president for 90 days, then again you become Jacob Zuma's deputy president. That is how he was. But when Jacob Zuma completed his first term, the deputy president wanted that presidency, and so Jacob Zuma had to replace him. But Jacob Zuma had all types of scandals. It needs 40 minutes to describe his scandals, for me who know a few of them. But for somebody who knows much, it would take 2 hours. So Jacob Zuma, they had to go and fish Cyril Ramaphosa from the private business and make him the president. He's still the president now. And in his business deals, you know, he almost became the president of South Africa. And so he had an international outreach, and he used to make peace everywhere he went. We had 2007 problems in Kenya, and he was selected to be one of the mediators, but Kibaki and his team refused him because he had, and maybe still has, business associations with Raila Amolo Odinga. So when he came to Kenya, he came to Serena, he was told that one of the parties has not appreciated you. Then he went back, but then the rest, they say, is history. So he went back to business and other Pan-African work. When he continued with the Pan-African work, he later was, there was so much scandals in the ANC that they said that we should go back and bring him, and he is still there. People say that he was very good in business, but very poor in politics. Is that Matiba? Kenneth Matiba, very good in business, but in politics, anyway, Cyril Ramaphosa is the South African president. Thank you. Keep watching for more.